Yeah, of course. If I tell actors to make sure they have postcards and send out postcards. When I was casting, postcard never bothered me. So if I was casting something and a postcard would come in and they fit the role that I'm looking for, then of course I'd be like, okay, I'll just bring them in. So I think postcards are a necessity. Business cards with your picture on it, I think, is a necessity. But yeah, there gets to a point that it's going to be too much. Every actor should have a website, because again, it's a brand, so you got to make sure that you're letting people know about your product and your brand. So I think those are important. I think putting stuff online as far as creating your own projects, letting people know what you do. I think that's going to be very important. But you don't want to get cheesy. You don't want stuff notepads and stuff like that. I think that might be a little too much. So again, you're a business. You're not necessarily just an actor, and I think a lot of that stuff looks desperate. So be careful. Well, I think it certainly helps, and I think in part it's hurt a little bit as well. I think everyone's more accessible. So as far as Facebook and Twitter, if you can't get onto a studio lot and drop off your picture in the mail bin for that casting director, there's a good chance you can find them on Facebook and just drop them a line and say, hey, I'm here. I'd love to read for you. I know that when I still do some independent projects, I get a lot of Facebook messages saying, hey, I want to drop something off. I'd love to read for your project, stuff like that. So I think it's helped as far as giving actors another opportunity to kind of, get out there. And again, you're not asking for a particular audition. You don't always want to ask for auditions. You want to develop relationships. So I think that's the most important part that we can take from, some of the social media. But, I'm on all of it, and I think it's, extremely important because it allows you to stay in contact with people. So down the road, when there's a role that you happen to be right for, hopefully they're going to remember and hopefully bring you in. You have to be careful about workshops. I think they're a good thing. There was a time where I was an invited guest at numerous workshops, and I can tell you a story. One time I saw this girl that blew me away. She didn't have an agent. The next day I called an agent friend of mine and said, you have to meet this girl. She took her right there on the spot and ended up recurring on a major HBO show. So that's a sidetrack story. So they can certainly work. However, with workshops, you have to make sure that you are a great, not good, that you are a great cold reader. If you are not a great cold reader and you've mastered that technique, you should not be doing cold reading workshops. It goes back to the demo reels. If you don't show a casting director a great product, we're going to assume that you're just a good actor or an okay actor or someone that, I won't bring you into audition for this and maybe I'll see you a year or two down the road. So make sure that when you're auditioning, hopefully auditioning to get into a cold reading workshop, that you know that your skills are where they need to be. I break my business down into two categories, and that is the business side of being an actor and the talent side of being an actor. So a couple of tips of the trade as far as the business side is making sure that you're selling something that people want. And that does not include actor. There are too many actors in LA, in New York. You got to make sure that you're selling something that people want. So that's going to take you to really dig deep and make sure that you are selling a type of actor. Okay, whether that's a character actor where you can play very specific characters, or a specific leading man type, which is a definite look and a definite type. So make sure that you're able to brand yourself and not just sell actor. A tip as far as the talent side, I would say make sure that you treat yourself really as a business and you know exactly what you're going to be doing before you walk into that audition room. Do not play it by ear. Do not just hope that it goes well. You need to have a very clear strategy going into the room. And again, don't treat it like you're auditioning for the job. If you get called back for the job, great. Get called back in for the office so you have more opportunities down the road. Thank you very much for taking the time to visit with me. If you have any questions about anything, auditioning, any coaching, any marketing, please feel free to visit my website, which is www.thecastingplayhouse.com. And I look forward to working with you, if not now, soon.